Happy Sunday. Sorry I'm, a couple of minutes late here. But I was working on something and Facebook wouldn't let me do what I wanted to do. And in the process of trying to do it, I knocked myself out, so I had to come back in again. So sorry. Anyway, happy to be here. Happy to share this beautiful Sunday morning with you. Happy to get comfortable in my chair. Um, how are you? How's your Sunday going? How's your week been going? How's your life been going? And what can we do to assist you in making that even better? Hmm? What can we do? We can pray. I'm always willing to do that. Happy, happy, happy to pray. So let me know if you have any prayer requests. Let me know if there is something going on in your life that a little faith might help, and I'd be happy to I'd be happy to supply that. Hi, Heidi. I'm sorry I made you nervous. I was all ready, and then Kat reminded me of something, and I thought, well, okay, I've got a minute to go. Well, I should know better. I should. And then Facebook did not play nice with me. Happy Sunday, Lainey. Glad that you are here. Well, I'm happy that you're taking a break with us. What are you painting? I need to know these things. Jennifer, happy Sunday. Second shot. Is you gonna go do it this afternoon? Which one do you? I had no reaction whatsoever to either one of them, other than a little bit of a sore arm. Actually, after the second one, Kat had a bit of a reaction, and it kind of gave her the flu for a couple of days and a sore arm. But she's always got very sensitive to inoculations and what they do. So don't be nervous, Jennifer. Don't be nervous. It's going to be fine, and then you're going to be safe. Yay, yay! That makes us happy. Pfizer's what I had. And they do say that Moderna often has a harsher effect after the second pill, which is what Kat had. So I think you're going to be just fine. How did you react to the first one? That'll tell you something. Glad you're having it done. Kat, are you reading the input?
I am not. I'm behind you a little bit.
Okay,
So.
Kirk says that he was worried that Spirit was hijacking the live feed for his American Idol audition. And he might yet do that. So, yeah, just be aware if I go off the air and a white and gray cat shows up that
All right.
he's getting ready for his audition.
Now I'm with you and I see you. See okay, great. Here I am.
Oh, Lainey, the front of you in the ladder. Or are you just being a white shining being? I guess that would be all right too.
Hang on.
I
get this off. Hang on. Okay. Sorry.
That's okay.
This is not our best technical day.
It is not. It is. The poltergeist are working on our technology today. I'm just sure of that. So, hang with us. Strange things are happening. Oh, there's a button over here I've never seen before. What does that say? No, we're not going to do any of that. I should know better than to ever, ever, ever push a button in the middle of something. Spirit is the music director for Marlene Morris Ministries. Oh, I hope not, because all he does is squeak. He squeaks real pretty. And his other mother thinks he's incredibly talented and can't wait for him to audition for American Idol. I personally feel he's got the wrong show in mind. I do. I was watching him this morning, and I think he should audition for America's Got Talent and do a Flying Wallendas act. But that's just my 2 cents worth. Thank you, Lainey. I love my blouse too. Isn't it fun? And I have a mask that almost matches it, so I can go out with, little flying hearts all over. I love things with hearts on them. I just do. Push the random button. What could possibly go wrong? Oh, I could go away. I could end up in Philadelphia. I mean, all kinds of strange things could happen. Although I've got to tell you, when something goes wrong and I don't know what to do, I just start pushing buttons, and it always seems to work for me. All right, you guys. Spirit is hijacking the show. Anyway, and he's not even in here. I pushed, I did push a button, and now I have a thing down in the corner of my screen, and I can't seem to get rid of it. But it's okay. I mean, it's just annoying that it's there. Not super annoying, just not supposed to be there. Anyway, how is everybody? How's your life? How's your spirit? How's your... everything? How are you? Let me know. Let me know if we need more prayer work. Things that you told me about before, but if anything has changed, let me know. Let me know. Update me so that I can update my prayer list, which always sits right here next to me and keeps me centered. I love that. And I love all of you, so it's... Okay, so Tina is officially retired. Welcome, welcome, darling, to that club. What you gonna do now? Retreat for aging felines? What are you gonna do? Let us know so that we can support you in that. Because that's what we want to do. But congratulations. Congratulations. Officially retired. I like that. I think I like that. It's official. Do you solemnly swear to be retired? Yes. Except I know you. You're not going to sit around the house and play golf. You're going to be busier probably than you've ever been. Happy Sunday afternoon, Laura. Glad that you're here. Glad you're all here. Life is good. Which is not to say it can't get better. It's just to say it's good. We're loving it. We're loving it. We're going to go visit a friend this afternoon who's... And I'm looking forward to that because she's just swell. She's just a really swell person, and I love to do family Zoom because that's what we do on Sundays. I have talked to my kids more since the pandemic hit than I have probably in the multiple years leading up to it. I mean, every Sunday we get together for at least an hour. Sometimes we extend it, but at least an hour. And we chat and catch up and go up on what my... Nor have they been so up on what I'm doing, and I'm never sure that's good.
Shocked a little bit. You were shocked a couple times when they told stories.
Oh, well, yeah, the boys especially. Chrissy is just kind of... But the boys love to see if they can get their mother's shackles up, and they occasionally do. Telling stories of things that happened that I didn't know about when they... It's a good thing I didn't know. I probably wouldn't still be here. I would have had a heart attack somewhere along the line. Anyway, it's not as shocking when you realize that in fact they're the ones telling the story. So clearly they lived through it. Would I have wanted to be there? No. And would I have wanted to know it was going on at the time? Probably not. Except I didn't. They didn't let me in on it. I think their father covered up for them more than I ever realized. And I won't go into details. I just as soon not. I don't need to relive it. Hold on, I'm catching up with all of you. Tina, just all well. I am excited for you. It's all good stuff. You have always made a difference in the world. Yay. That's new business venture going that I'm praying for. I, the new enterprise that we are blessing and praying for the success of. Keep me posted. Okay, Heidi. I love it. I love it, Heidi. Yay. Celebrating your mom. Good thing. Good thing. So, if you're transitioning into this world, where are you coming from? I just think that's a fascinating comment, and I need to know more. So I'm here whenever you want to write about that. So, other than that, how are we all? Hmm? Work? Anybody got any new news? Although Tina's is pretty exciting. Yeah, got some good work to do. Yay! Yay, yay, yay. All right, folks. How about I talk what I about? How about I talk about? It would be good if I could do that. Talk about what it is I wanted to talk about, and we'll kind of go from there and see what happens. Shall we? Shall we? Let's do that. And feel free to answer my questions. Oh, wait a minute. Heidi did, and I want to see what she said. Oh, Lainey, how sweet. I got it. Laura, thank you for being smarter than I am. I got it. Congratulations, Heidi. I got it. Thanks to Laura. I got it. So, let's celebrate Heidi. I like that idea. You already had this talk I gave about picking your own holiday day. You already have your own holiday day in the month of March. Yay! Here's to Heidi and celebrating Heidi. Yes. That's so cool, Tina. That is very, very cool. Your big happy family. Where are they? Where do you keep them? I wouldn't have enough room for all of those critters. Particularly the bobcats. That would scare me just a little bit. Especially around the kitty cats. Heidi went for the whole weekend. Good for you. Yeah, Doesn't have to be one day. Your holiday can be a weekend long, it can be a week long. Woohoo! I like that very much. Yes, I do. Okay, on with the talk, or I'll still be sitting here celebrating all of you, and the hour will be up, and I will not have said what I intended to say. So, there's a full moon tonight, and if the marine layer obliges, we should be able to see a sky full of stars and a nearly magical moon. I love full moons. There's something really magical about that orb that shines brighter than a streetlight. And at least at our house, it illuminates the streets and down the hill, and it's as though all the trees were strung with fairy lights, and all the lights are on. It's just amazing. William Blake, in the second stanza of a piece called The Crystal Cabinet, wrote, "This cabinet is formed of gold and pearl and crystal shining bright, and within it, it opens into a world and a little lovely moony night." Do you love those words? I love those words. However, it is often a little difficult to sleep on these moony nights. The light is so bright that all of our senses seem to think it is wiser to be awake in case we might miss something. I've been known on such nights to get up and turn the TV on. But it always seems like what is being broadcast is full moon motivated. Maybe it's just me, but I think that there are movies about crazy people and commercials about crazy things that I don't think anyone would buy except under the full moon influence. The word lunatic, comes from moon, luna, because people believe that the moon caused madness. Then and now we tend to want to explain away things we don't understand, especially if we're afraid of them. Bertrand Russell said fear is the main source of superstition. To conquer fear is the beginning of wisdom. It's easier to blame something else, like the moon or fairies or God, for the disasters and crises, for the unknowns in our lives, than it is to own up to our own responsibility. Shakespeare in Julius Caesar reminds Brutus that men are masters of their fates. The fault, the fear, he says, is not in our stars, but in ourselves. We are afraid, and ultimately we rail not against real threatening outward things, or everyone would be afraid of the same thing, but against our own inward ideas and beliefs. We carry the superstitions of our race and of our families and of our own experiences, and the power of darkness is the power of our false beliefs and superstitions. Many of these false beliefs and superstitions come from a time long ago, when knowledge was at a premium and imagination and fear ran the world. Everything had its own god, and every god had a distinct, generally psychotic personality. With Shakespeare, I call the gods to witness their own words. Listen to the words of the gods themselves. Homer in the Odyssey writes, the gods are speaking, and what they say is, "Look now how mortals are blaming us. For they say that evils come from the gods. But in fact, they themselves have woes beyond their share because of their own follies." Oh my. Henry Miller reminds us that the gods were created by the human mind. out of the human spirit. And so the gods were of human proportion rather than something grander. And by that day's understanding, humans were flawed, and so the gods were, tragically, supernaturally flawed. We've been watching American Gods, which is by turns fascinating and often difficult to watch, but nonetheless very interesting. It's a tale about the old gods trying to regain their strength and power, and their loving followers, worshiping followers, in a new world, in our world. A world now populated by newer gods, gods like tech and media. And in that world, in this world, those gods are equally flawed and decidedly power hungry, which makes for a kind of riveting television show. But for a moment, let's go back to the old god story. Into that world of superstition came a group of people who offered the suggestion that perhaps there weren't many gods. Gods in everything, through everything, messing around with everything, but only one. Some bought the idea. Many didn't. A quick review of the Old Testament history will refresh your memory. Anyway, that one God had a handle on this world. The psalmist wrote, "He telleth the number of the stars and calls them by their names." That's pretty cool. Still, it was easier to believe in the stars, or the gods of the stars, or whatever was handy, than it was to believe in one deity who was actually focused on humanity. Well, I give you the decidedly frustrating incident of the golden calf that Moses ran into when he came down from the mountain carrying the Ten Commandments. The people, out of fear, had fallen back on their old superstitions, on old beliefs, and had created a monument to an old god, just in case. A few thousand years later, one of those people who did believe caused a revolution and turned the tables on those who did not believe and act accordingly. It cost him his life. But we're told he knew that was coming. Still, he clearly fought against the fear and superstition, and just as clearly many of those who followed him ultimately did the same. In Acts of the Apostles, Paul, visiting Athens and seeing far too many idols still standing, writes, "Ye people of Athens are too superstitious. As I passed by and noticed your devotions, I found an altar with this inscription, to the unknown God." You worship this God, our God, but you do not know him. Let me tell you, this God made the world and everything in it. He is the God of heaven and earth, and he doesn't need to live in temples built by human hands. This God needs nothing. But he gives life, breath, and everything else to all people. In this God we live and move and have our being. Paul was definitely a believer. So here we are, 2,000 years on, still trying to sort it all out. Oh, we claim to believe in one God, But the truth far too often is that the many gods are still, oh, in our hearts and minds and lives. We have simply changed their shapes and identities. We have created new names for them, and sometimes new personalities, and new reasons for their existence. Oh, please, we don't build altars to Ra or Zeus or those ancient gods anymore, which is part of what the show American Gods is all about. But we dedicate a major portion of our lives to the newer gods, to mortgage and work and guilt and money and resentment. And, according to the experts, we need to clean up our act. Because, well, and this is a direct quote, we do not enter into the kingdom of heaven on earth that is provided by the one because of our disbelief. Because our belief in all those other gods, mortgage and friends. Here's the spiritual truth. We live in a spiritual universe. There's not a hierarchy of beings meddling in our lives or coming to save us, nor is there one God sitting on a throne with nothing better to do with its divine unlimited life than to keep track of our mistakes and punish us for them. God is the force in, around, and through all of life. And all of us. And it is with us and for us, as us. We are the power and the presence and the radiance and the life of the living God in our own individual worlds. If we don't show up as that, then nothing else is going to. I know it seems too good to be true, doesn't it? Too simple. Almost magical. But I truly believe that that which seems magical to us today will ultimately be understood as perfectly, spontaneously natural if we will let it. If we will try it. Let us approach life itself with awe and reverence, not with fear, and certainly not with superstition. Let us pay attention to the difference between what we say we believe and what our lives prove we really believe, and adjust accordingly. You know, as metaphysicians, we talk a lot about cause and effect. And the result is that often we get an idea of how God works, but we have no personal sense of it. Imagine, if you will, that there are two doors. The first door says information about God. The other says God. And because we really like to do our research, and because we really want to know, we choose the first door. Not a bad choice, just not the best choice. Many of us know, or think we know, about God, and we're content with that, which is an intellectual accomplishment, an intellectual exercise. But we still don't have a personal experience. The Spanish painter Juan Miró said, "Each grain of dust contains something marvelous." But in order to understand it, we have to recover the religious and magical sense of things that belong to primitive people. I'm partially in agreement. The magical sense, yes, absolutely. I believe we need to recover that and live in that. The sensibility, maybe not. We don't need to regress. We don't need to go backwards to believe. D.H. Lawrence even said that the sense of wonder is our sixth sense, and it is a natural religious sense. There's something within us, he said, telling us to take a step of faith into the wonder so that we might believe and know. Carlyle called wonder the basis of worship. I think we have to develop a mature sense of wonder. A sense that knows what it knows, understands what it understands, and believes because it acknowledges that of itself, its education, its experience, it knows very little. But the God within it, within us, within each of us, knows all. Listen to these words of Chet Ramo, written in The Virgin and the Mousetrap. It was a night tinted with stars. Stars so numerous, they appeared as a continuous fabric of light. The Milky Way flowed like a luminous river from north to south, banked with dark shoals eddied in glittering pools. Our sister galaxy in Andromeda was visible to the naked eye, a blur of light from 1,000,000,000,000 faraway stars. Meteors flashed like fireflies. Such skies never fail to excite the imagination. Can't you just see it? And seeing it, can't you feel it? And isn't there wonder in all that? Certain constellations, Orion or Ursa Major, are perhaps the oldest surviving inventions of the human mind. The depth and beauty of the night inspired religious and philosophical speculation. Awe, wonder, mature wonder. Wonder that leads us not back into the Dark Ages, but with full understanding of the galaxy and of ourselves forward into the future. A future, a glorious future, in which God and science and knowledge and faith can walk hand in hand. A future in which the one is recognized by the many, not in fear, but in faith and in joy. To pray believing, not hoping or in fear, is to speak the wonder, to slip one thought at a time into the infinite. It is to collect, to embrace the child within us, to bring it into our arms, and to show her the wonder of the sun, the moon, and the stars, and the awe-inspiring beauty of the truth that we are one with it all. The 21st Psalm, just slightly changed. I will lift up my eyes, not just to the stars, but to the maker of the stars. My help cometh from the Lord, from the power of God, who made heaven and earth. That one is with me always. That one will not sleep or let me stumble. That one is my protector. That one is the shade at my side. And I will not be harmed by the sun during the day, nor by the moon at night. The Lord will protect me and keep me safe from all danger. God will protect me now and evermore. The Spirit of life is all life, every life, your life, right now. There is only one power, one intelligence, one presence, and we are all part of that one. Let no ancient fear, no belief in limitation, no thought of karma or fatalism, theology, hell or evil have any power. No star, no sun, no moon has any power over us. We are God's becoming. We belong to divine life. We are peace. We are power. We are the presence, and so we are unlimited possibility. Believe in that, and let it be so. And so it is. Hmm. Hmm. Checking in on you. You know, Heidi, that's an interesting point. Heidi says, I think after last year, people are willing to open up to ideas that seem impossible. Could it be that last year will create amazing things this year? What it was impossible then will seem possible now. You know, a great deal of that, I think, is just saying if this pandemic could come along out of nowhere, which we would have said 2 years ago was impossible, that's not going to happen, then why not good stuff happening the same way? And if you need to go there, if you need more than that, what about the miraculous way in which these vaccines have come into being in impossible time? There's a lot of good I think we can get, a lot of understanding we can get out of this past year if we will let ourselves go there. Thank you, Laura. I mean, really, Heidi, really good point. What if 2 years ago somebody had said to you, now here, you're all going to pretty much lose a year out of your lives. And you're going to end up wearing masks all the time, and because there's going to be a pandemic and you're not going to be able to breathe around each other without danger of getting killed, and a lot of people are going to die. More people than in the wars combined. Wow. I said to that person, you're crazy. That can't happen, not in this day and age. And yet it has, it did. And then there's the vaccines. In record time. I mean, seriously, record time. Yeah, fiction. Fiction, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Could happen, of course. I mean, we're not dumb, but could happen, but it's not gonna happen. We have the resources, we have smart people, we have not gonna happen. Happened. Happened. Hmm. So now, yeah. We are creative, aren't we? Wonder why that is. What you think? Created in the image and likeness of creation. And so we are creative, and we do find ways once we get our bloated nothingness out of the way. Who said that? Creativity has soared, and I think a lot of creativity has soared during this past year because people came off automatic. They didn't just get up in the morning, go to work, drive home, have dinner, watch TV, go to bed, get up in the morning, blah 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 blah. Um, we found ourselves staying home and thinking. And that can be a really exciting thing, can't it? Humans thinking. Good for you, Tina. She's getting a Jaguar. I do kind of miss my Jag. I had a few of them. It's what you do when you lease, isn't it? And then I got tired of leasing. Um, Good girl. Good girl. Proud of you. Good stuff happening in your life. I'm so happy to hear that. You truly deserve that. So, here we are. Full moon tonight. Go out and take a look at it. And I think just looking at it, you can kind of connect to those old beliefs. Moons are very powerful things. Very powerful things. And a full moon is just, they take you right back to that started, where a lot of the old superstitions began. Something magical about it. Let's pray. Let's pray that our minds are open and our hearts are open. And only good comes of that. So close your eyes if that is comfortable for you. If not, just soft focus. You know the drill. And take a gentle breath. And allow yourself to picture that full moon. Shining golden white. Illuminating the streets, the homes, the ocean, our lives. What a glorious thing. What do you suppose it has to teach us? What gifts to give us? The moon, one bright shining light. To remind us perhaps that there is one power, one presence, manifesting in and through the millions. In and through everyone and everything everywhere. Expressing in and through everyone, everything, everywhere. Expressing in your life as you. Powerful. Whole, perfect, complete. Creative. Facing challenges and surmounting them, answering questions with wisdom. Being understanding, being loving, serving. All of that and more in you, as you, through you. So today we put our superstitions aside and we simply focus on the truth as we understand it. The presence of God within each and every one of us. The presence of power, of creativity, of joy, of accomplishment. The power to make dreams reality and to make reality dreamlike. And we accept that today as our greatest truth, the presence of God within, expressing as us. What more could we possibly need? What more need there be in any life than the awareness of the presence? And so we speak our word today for all of those who have requested prayer, that those prayers are answered simply because we have said so, because we have spoken our God word. And that changes reality. We know that those who are hurting are lifted, those who are ill are made whole. Those who feel they are lacking or limited are granted abundance. Those who are struggling find answers. And those who are searching for love find that they are love. And so attract it from all corners. There is nothing missing in the life of God, and we are the life of God expressing. And so we accept that greater reality. We accept that truth and the consequences of it. We allow ourselves to believe, and in believing, we allow ourselves to express God at the highest level in us, as us, through us. We are whole, we are perfect, we are complete. And we let that be so. And so it is. Two closing songs today. Oh, I like that. That's fun. Moon song and song about the moon. Okay. Lane is going back to painting. Please do not wear the paint. You've had that experience. You don't need to do it again. Although it might make the ladder prettier. I love you all. Thank you for being here today. Don't forget to click on the songs once we're done. Happy birthday to the birthday girls. And if Carolyn May says you might want to dance naked under the moon, what the heck? Just maybe stay in your own yard, backyard. Or keep your PJs on, as Heidi is going to do. I love you all. Have a happy rest of your Sunday. I'll see you on Wednesday. Wednesday at 7. You know the place and you know the time. I look forward to seeing you there. And enjoy the song choices. They've been selected especially for you. God bless. Have a wonderful week.